everybody, and welcome to my week 26 pregnancy update for baby number 3. I hope everyone is having a fabulous week. We are just a couple days away from Christmas now, which is so exciting. I love this time of year, although Christmas has come up really fast on us, obviously because of the move and whatnot. I can't believe that Christmas is this week. Luckily, I'm one of those people that shops well ahead of time, so I was pretty much done Christmas shopping back in October for the most part anyways, so it's not like I need to run around doing any last minute shopping, but good luck to those of you who are still trying to get those last minute Christmas items. I've written down some notes here about this week in my pregnancy as usual, and I'm just gonna go over it with you guys, but overall I'm feeling pretty good this week. Just less moving and more moving on with life, so I'm just feeling really good. The first thing I wrote down is my glucose test. I had my 1-hour glucose challenge test. My midwife told me it was optional. I mentioned it a couple weeks back, and I decided to do it because I felt like if I did have gestational diabetes, which I haven't had in the past, but if I did, it'd definitely be something I'd want to be aware of. The sooner the better, so I decided to do it. I booked an appointment at the biomedical lab, which I didn't know you could do in the past. Before, I just kind of went and then waited for my turn, and I'm really thankful I did, because if I would have just went, there were so many people there. When did I do this? Like last Thursday, I think. There were so many people there. I would have waited an hour just to get in to do the test, and then of course you have to sit there for an hour. So if you can book an appointment, I would highly recommend that. I got to walk straight up to the front. They sat me down and they let me choose between an orange and a clear drink, and I went with the orange drink because from my memory that one's a little bit better. They're just basically really sweet drink that you have to chug and then wait an hour and they take your blood. I don't remember it being this easy last time. I feel like last time it really took it out of me to get that drink down, but this time I just kind of did it. I just drank the cup and then she poured in the rest of it and I drank the cup, and it didn't taste good, but it was fine. I was over it. So yeah, they set the timer, and then usually you go wait in the waiting room, but the last 2 times I did it in my previous 2 pregnancies, I felt really nauseous and dizzy and lightheaded, like, I don't know, 15 minutes or so after I did it. Kind of like I was gonna pass out or something like that, so I ended up laying down, and they usually have like a medical room of some sort. So I asked ahead of time this time if there was a room, and I did. They have a EKG room, I believe, and it wasn't in use at the time, so they set me up in there just in case I felt sick, but they warned me if someone came for an EKG I'd have to move, and I got to stay in that room for probably like 40 of the 1 hour, like 40 minutes of the 1 hour, so that was good. And luckily I didn't feel sick this time around, so I don't know if it was being able to lay down on the bed or what, but all went well. Did my blood work, and then I have my eHealth. I don't know if you guys have that in the States or if that's just a Canadian thing, but basically I can look at my own lab results online before I see a doctor or a midwife, so I kept checking them that day, and that night it came in that I'm clear. I do not have gestational diabetes, so that's a huge relief. What else? As far as symptoms, I've been dealing with a lot of sciatic pain, which I've mentioned before, but it's really getting quite difficult at times. I don't even know like if I'm more active or less active. I can't really pinpoint when it happens, but it gets so bad sometimes that I can't stand on my right leg. It's excruciating. So the fact that I'm only, 26 weeks and it's this painful, I decided to go ahead and book a chiropractor appointment. And sorry, my memory card was full. Like I was saying, I'm not usually a big chiropractor fan. I don't like the whole cracking aspect. It's just not my favorite thing to do. But I've heard amazing things about chiropractor and pregnancy, specifically with the sciatic nerve. So I researched around and found one in our area who specializes in pregnancy and newborn chiropractics, which I actually wanted to look into for when this baby is born anyway. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to book an appointment. And they got me in right before Christmas, tomorrow morning, which, I don't know, it's great. It's crazy. I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm excited because I want to get this sciatic nerve under control while I can. What else as far as mood? I put foggy brain and moody. Now that could be because I'm moved and life is crazy, and like I say every week, but it's been especially crazy and it's hard for me to keep track of everything. But a lot of the time I find myself with too many thoughts in my head at one time, and I can't process it all, and it stresses me out, and I have to write it down, or I'll get really angry about something quicker than I normally would. I don't know if it's pregnancy hormones or the move, but been a little moody this week, and just bowel issues as usual. I think I said this last week too. I don't know what the deal is. I luckily got a call to have my specialist appointment with the GI specialist. It's in January, to talk about, is it ulcerative colitis that I have and what do I do about it and things like that. But I don't honestly think that's what's bothering me. I think to some extent it is, but I also feel like the baby is pushing up on my bowels or something like that, and it's aggravating it more than usual. I feel like it's somewhat pregnancy related too, so I'll definitely talk to my midwife about it. But I have the worst cramps, and they'll come in waves, and they are so painful. I would almost relate them to labor, but I know they're not uterus cramps. They're like bowel pain cramps because I've dealt with those in the past. So it's just not fun. It's just not fun to be in pain all the time. So hopefully we can figure that out. And the last thing is, I made a Baby Buys purchase. Well, I've made several, but they haven't been shipped. This one didn't need to be shipped. It was a digital art file off Etsy. I've been looking at different designs and whatnot for what I want for the baby's room, now that the baby has a room. And I settled on some artwork that I want above the crib wall, and so I went ahead and ordered it. It's a digital file, and I'm getting them printed today, and I want to take the colors off those photos and kind of match for paint and curtains and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna get my mother-in-law, hopefully she'll help me out, to make curtains and some things for the room, and then I want to paint the wall behind the crib. Just have a whole bunch of ideas floating through my head, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can bring that up on my phone to show you guys what the artwork looks like. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna show up big enough on here. Oh yeah, you can somewhat see it. But it says dream big little one, and it's in gray and like a mint green, a pale mint green. So I got all 4 of those, and I'm going to buy my own frames for them. And then those are the colors of the room I'm going to use, and it's nautical theme, which is my favorite. It's probably what sold me. I had like a favorites in Etsy of a whole bunch of similar designs of mint and gray, but as soon as I saw the starfish, I was like, that's what I want above the baby's bed. So I feel like just really excited. As soon as I made that purchase, I was like, oh, I just feel like things are coming together. I can get that printed and then go pick out some paint, and yes, it's just very exciting. So yeah, I think that's about it for my week 26 update. Hope you guys are all doing fabulous. I'll leave my belly shot at the end as always, and if you have any questions, please feel free to write it or comments down in the description bar below. I love getting comments and interacting with you guys. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Alright, and here's the 26-week belly from the front and from the side. It's a little bit earlier in the morning than I usually film, so I feel like it might look a little bit smaller. I don't know, it fluctuates throughout the day, but yeah, that's the 26-week belly.